All right, what's good? Got a day's rest off the live streams, ready to go once again. Had to start a little bit later today. Sorry, was just running a little bit behind because of family stuff. Called me having to sleep. Just woke up a little late. But now we are going to chop it up. This is going to be a solo show this morning because there's a chance that I might have to get out of here early, and it's kind of difficult to, to roll off on a dime when you have other people. Drew Titan will be in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe. Drew Titan. Support Drew Titan. Now, let me make sure that you guys can hear me because I was running off at the mouth, and sometimes there's the case that you guys can't hear me. So let us go. Hold on one second. Oh, it's right there. It's sitting right there in the screen.
Guys.
All right, so y'all can hear me. All right, so let's go, man. Let's go. Did you guys have a chance to watch the fights last night? What's going on? Let's say first, I'm sorry. Adrian Vent in the building. What's good with you, man? Harold Jones in the building. What's good? JC, land of the 216. Crushed the legend. Came the bad guys. Start off on the right foot this morning by hitting the like button. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. April Washington said, love this channel. Stanley Bailey in the building says, salute to y'all. New Orleans in the building. That you heard me? Y'all, God, man, I miss going to New Orleans, man. Miss it. Stay cruising in the building. Preston Family One, what's good? Chris, what's happening? What is crackling this very early Sunday morning? Because old folks wake up in the morning, man. I just realized, like my family, we've got two grown folk. We have a about to be 20-year-old and a about to be 15-year-old or just 14-year-old, right? And they live like live like vampires. Me and my wife wake up at I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. My wife wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning. My kids, put it this way, it is not unusual for me to see my kids when I get up and start working. So, man, yes, I be up, but not today. What's going on? Tay Brown said New York all day in the building. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Tay Brown, and good morning to you. I hope you had a pleasant Saturday like I did watching that fight. Custio Clayton can fight, man. Custio Clayton's a good fighter. I like that. I think we found another really good fighter, and I think that he got robbed. For now, we are not old. We are wiser. Wake up an hour earlier. You got that shit right. Man. I can't tell you how important that is to be in, because you got to go to sleep early to bed, early to rise. That is for real. Preston said the black fighter was robbed. Hey, dude, but it was a good fight. I wouldn't just straight up say, so let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. As people flow in the building, like I said, I know it's really early in the morning, so, it takes a little bit longer for people to get rolling. I mean, I wouldn't call it a robbery. I think Custio Clayton won the fight. And I think he won the fight by a bit. But the only reason I say that is because I didn't see the first round. I still haven't seen the first round. I'm like, why the fuck am I feeling so cold? I got a fan on. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had to get up and fix that real quick. If you want to know why I leave to do that, I'm not going to stand up and put my ass in your face. Okay? Anybody want to wonder why I stand up every time I move out of this screen? I click, I hit the volume and I hit the turn the camera off, so you don't have to see my ass standing up, dog. That's just what it is. It would be like somebody just getting up and standing up, like right in front of you, like and walking past you, just butt in the face. Not gonna do that, man. But we got some good stuff today, man. Canelo Alvarez got beat. Man, Oscar De La Hoya tried to beat him. And let me tell you what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about we're gonna not really go too much into the fight last night because I know people will ask about that, but we're gonna talk about the WBC again. And just go over some of the things that happened this week. like the fact that the WBC is crazy. You know what I mean? And it's a sad thing. And to see them just up there doing what they're doing is just, you know, I don't know, man. Well, I do know. This is just something that needs to change in the sport of boxing, man. Really, really does, man. And if it's not going to be the structure, it's got to be the people. You know? I mean, it's much easier to change the people than it is the structure, but it is more important to change the structure. It's important to change the structure and the people, right? Like, what is it that's allowing these people to do this stuff? Which is pretty much just no oversight. The decentralization of boxing makes it has so many different working parts that all of these guys feel like they just have carte blanche to steal because no one person can keep an eye on all of them. The deal that the information that came out yesterday on Boxing Scene related to Canelo Alvarez's lawsuit was shocking. And we're going to talk about that as well. It was shocking to me. And it was shocking on two levels. On the first level, it was shocking because I can't believe Boxing Scene didn't lead with that. I was like, dude, what's going on, man? Why? I read this article. Let me tell you what the article is, too. Oh, but we're going to talk about Canelo. And then we're going to talk about Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez. Because I don't want to be a Teofimo Lopez hater. I really do not. I don't even want to say anything. I don't even want to criticize Teofimo Lopez. Because it's way too easy. And if I criticize Teofimo Lopez too much, it's just I'm going to inevitably have to criticize dang near every fighter that comes through that place. Because what they're doing with Teofimo Lopez, trying to make him a star, it's just obnoxious, man. When you guys start revving up your marketing engines for these fighters, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys, it's like with one fight, you think you have crossed the finish line and it's over. And the tone that you got and the tone of people and the conversations they have about who should be able to Teo getting so much hate, it ain't crazy. No, it's not crazy. It's definitely not crazy, Damon Wester. Definitely not. Oh, and also, I ain't missing no motherfucking super chats. I'm going to be right here today, right on that comment line that is right there. I am so sick of that, man. But today has so much. Niji say, sounds like our government, no oversight. They do what they want. Yeah. But, they sound like our government, no oversight. Yeah, they just don't care. They just don't care. But they probably never have. It's probably always been like this. That's why it happens so much. Because what they're saying is going on, like the building, because look, everything that we're going to talk about got a different problem in boxing. If we're going to talk about the Castillo-Clayton fight, we're talking about the judging. And I'm going to call it the Castillo-Clayton fight because I think he beat Sergey Lipinets. I think he did. And I was getting ready. I was like, oh, he wins this fight? Oh, yeah, I'll explain it, Cass. Let me get straight to it. Let me tell you, if y'all ready, I'm going to explain where I get that number 60 million from. Because it looks like $60 million to me. Man, that's BFTB call them Crouton Claytons. I don't call them Croutons Claytons. I ain't said nothing about I never saw the dude fight, honestly. I mean, like, that's the first time I'd ever seen him fight. You know, I knew he was in the rankings, but that's the first time I'd ever fought. And I'm sorry I never went to see him. I was very, very impressed by Castillo-Clayton. Very, very impressed. And I think Castillo-Clayton will whoop a lot of people. And I'm very happy that I got to see Castillo-Clayton put that shit on Sergey Lipinets. Dog, because Sergey Lipinets is really basic, man. That's what I got out of that fight. Just watching Sergey Lipinets follow Castillo-Clayton around and get punched in the head and get hit with that little hook around his head. Man, Sergey Lipinets is going to get – dude, first of all, Sergey Lipinets is not that good. But he can take a punch, and he's very aggressive. but he's got good offense. His defense sucks, and that's why I keep telling y'all about those guys. They're like, everybody, oh, he's so incredible. Look at the highlight reel analysis of these fighters, and they almost always forget to look at, hey, man, this guy keeps getting hit in the face. That was the same thing with the fights I saw this weekend, and I won more money. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I won more money, but I almost lost it. Couldn't believe it. I was like, look, Juan Carlos Estrada is not losing to Carlos Quadra. I don't care. Ain't no way. You know what I did? I was so confident that I knew the outcome of that fucking fight that I went on ahead and put $500 to win 100. I bet $500 to win 100. Yeah, I did. Fahim Sator said, Fannon, what are you talking about? Eastern Europeans are the dominant species. Paulie Malignaggi should be happy he's been fired. Because now, don't nobody care about his lying, hypocritical, racist ass. Man, hasn't it been nice? There's been no Paulie. Hey, listen. Hey, listen, everybody. Did you hear that? Listen again. Hold on. Listen again. That's the sound of nobody giving a fuck about Paulie Malignaggi. That's what that is. That's the silence of Paulie Malignaggi. That's how I like my Paulie Malinaggis. Sounded like an air purifier in the background. Only thing I hear is that air purifier in the background. Other than that, not a damn word out of Paulie. Get your ass out of here, Paulie. Get your ass out of here, Paulie. One of the best. Thank you, Showtime. Dog, I'm telling you, that saved Showtime for me, man. I was done with them motherfuckers. I was close to being done, but then I was like, their cards are so good. But they got Paulie. Their cards are so good. You got to get rid of them. But their cards are so good. So I was like, oh, Loma, gone. Sergey Lipinets, almost gone. You remember the Sergey Lipinets that they said was that Terence Crawford was ducking? That, by the way, is the Sergey Lipinets that Terence Crawford ducked at 140 pounds. In case you forgot, or you didn't recall that was one of the storylines. Oh, but I remember all the storylines. Like KQKC, like KQKC said, oh, I know. Oh, that's my dude, man. He got one of the best live streams, dude. I don't be in there. I don't be talking all the time because y'all be thinking I be hating on people. When I don't be hating on people, I just be in me. I just be being me. And that's my dude, KQKC. And I couldn't believe you motherfuckers is out there running around talking about I'm fucking over KQKC. But anyway, KQKC be calling the shit out them fights, dog. And he has great live streams too. Dre's finest. See, I didn't miss a super chat. I know y'all lost my faith in me. Y'all lost faith in me. Y'all like, I ain't giving Fannon a fucking penny. This nigga don't never answer my fucking super chats. Sorry about that, man. I will be on the super chats. Dre's finest said the DMV is on deck. Boots on the ground with Fannon. That's what's up because Gervonta Tank Davis, let me tell you, I did a poll. And I should be able to show you. This is why Gervonta Tank Davis is a fucking star, okay? And I'm going to show you that this motherfucker is a star, okay? Proof. I got proof. If you steal my shit, you motherfuckers, okay? If you steal my shit, you motherfuckers. Here's my proof that Gervonta Davis is a star. I can't even give it. I'm so sick of motherfuckers stealing shit. Now I understand why. You ever listen to 78 Swear CV, dog? 78 be saying this shit. He be like, man, I'm about to do this shit. And he'll stop. And he'll be like, damn, dog, I can't even tell you. Because these motherfuckers, where the gong at? Here the gong at. There Where the gong at? There's the gong for my man. The DMV is on deck, boots on the ground with Fannon. You're right. I got to get disciplined because I'm into the message. And it's hard to be an administrator, to be your own producer while you're into the message at the same time. Because I'll be trying to talk to keep the conversation, to have the conversation. And then I'll be like, damn, I got to ring a motherfucking gong. Damn, I got to say thank you for this dude for paying for the show. And as of right now, Dre Fannon just bought the show. So he deserves this. He deserves it. And I'm going to get better. You know what I mean? Somebody say, what this nigga talking about? What? Oh, okay. That's Fahim Sator. So this nigga love Lil Tank Tank. No, I don't love Lil Tank Tank. Let me show you who love Lil Tank Tank. Because I'm telling you, Tank Davis is a star. He is. And let me show you now. Let me show you what I mean. Dog, it ain't that I love the dude. I'm just telling you what I see. And people be acting like he doesn't exist. And I'm like, God dog, man. Dude, he sold out 4 cities in 4 different sections of the country. This is his dog, come on. He's in a fucking rap song. Come on, everybody knows Gervonta Davis, dude, okay? Did you not see his, like, at the fight in Atlanta with all the stars all over the fucking place? Watching Tank, K, Shaq, and all these other people that I ain't never seen. And if my son looked, he could name them type dudes. Come on, man. Don't act like the dude ain't no star. However, let me show you what I did. I got to find it, though, because I got to get them. I don't know how to do it. Sometimes I'll be bad with Twitter, dude. Real bad with Twitter. But I think I know how to do it. Let me go to. The name is MJ. I do believe MJ is the name. And this gray area is who I'm talking about, who is a channel, a very popular channel on YouTube, who talks about primarily like fiction and shit like that. Like, books like the Game of Thrones, stuff like that, right? So let me see if I can find this exchange that I had. But that I had with her. Fuck. She has so much stuff on there, though. I forget which one it was. Damn, I'll just tell you because I can't find the shit. All right, so I asked her. I was like, hey, question, because I got one of her tweets. She's like somebody with she might have 200,000 subscribers, but she's really, really good. And she's in Baltimore. So I said, but I've never heard her ever talk about boxing. I know she likes football because her husband and her will show things with Baltimore, right? Like all the stuff around is like Baltimore shit. So I'm like, oh, she's Baltimore. And I don't know what she is, but if it ain't an N, it's a W. I don't know what it is, but it's very Negro in her voice, but she just don't look like it. She look like a white girl that maybe hung out with a lot of black people, right? Something like that. Or very, very mixed, but won't tell you what it is. Regardless, whatever she is, I asked her, I was like, hey, I just wondered, what are your thoughts on Gervonta Davis in Baltimore? I'm trying to get a sense of what people think of him in Baltimore. And they were like, she was like, people love Tank in Baltimore. Everybody loves Tank in Baltimore. And they were like, they throw house parties for his fights. House parties in Baltimore for his fights. House parties in Baltimore for his fights. You think they throwing house parties in New York City for Teofimo Lopez's fights? Maybe now, maybe. I don't know. I think they'll watch their fights. But in his hometown, is everybody having fight parties? That's why when he's standing up there in a football game and all those people are cheering for him at the Baltimore, it's not just because they put it on the Jumbotron. It's because they know who he is. He's famous, man. He's Lil Tank Tank. Lil Tank Tank is famous. He is a big deal. And see, here's the thing. We confuse national media with local media. So local media is about Baltimore and what's going on in Baltimore, right? Local football games, local shit, right? But it's a big metropolitan area. So if you are known in the local media and by people and football stars, and you're out and seen around and everybody knows you on the ground, that is actual stardom. When you don't need, like, how big a star are you really if you don't need mainstream media to promote your fights? See, that's kind of like us. I don't need promoters to pay me, right? Right? Like, think about this. I don't need, or no, I'll keep it away from me because some of y'all egos is into it now, but whatever. You got big egos. Everybody got big egos. However, you must know that there's a safety net when you do not have to rely upon promoters to pay money to you. When you can afford it yourself, right? Because then you don't have to give into this demand or give into that demand. You can go straight forward yourself. And so that really means something when you see somebody that who has grown their base organically. And quite honestly, that's what it looks like Floyd Mayweather Jr. did with Tank Davis. It looks like he was able to grow him organically. And I don't know how he did it. I can see how it happened in Baltimore. I don't see how, but in Atlanta and LA, and in LA, in a crowd, according to Cali Enigma, when Gervonta Davis was in LA, that was all Mexicans. That's what he was like. He was like, dude, I'm looking. And I'm like, this is what Cali Enigma said. He's like, man, I went to the fight and I'm looking around and I'm looking around and I don't see any black people. It's like, you don't see any black people. I don't see any black people. It's all Mexicans. And they all are there for Tank. Not the undercard of the guy he's fighting, because he's fighting guy. There's nothing. Ronald Rainey said he lives in Atlanta. So yeah, if he lives in Atlanta, that's another thing. You can grow it. There's millions and millions of people in Atlanta. Gervonta Davis can earn a living. If there are crowds and you can sell out arenas, that means you can earn a living without TV. That's pretty that's pretty powerful. If you can earn living without TV, like, you know what I mean, without a gate, without the pay-per-view, and now you're adding the gate. Dude, Tank is a star, dude. I just paid a lot of money to go see him. I did. For real. So I know, because I'm talking about what I paid, not necessarily what, you guys, what somebody else is paying, right? What DAZN is paying. The reason I know the dude is a star is because of what I'm willing to do. And then Fahim Satur, being sarcastic, says, damn, Tank a star. Hell yeah, Tank a star, dog. Fucking Tank a star. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm not making it up, dog. I'm not doing it to jock the dude. The dude is a fucking star. Okay? Let me tell you, he's the only person that I've ever done videos about and got back-to-back 200,000 views. He's the only one. Okay? I've talked shit about a lot of people. I've talked not a lot about a lot of people. I've talked shit about a lot of shit. Okay? I've done videos about Adrian Bronner doing dumb shit. I've done videos about Floyd Mayweather doing things I didn't agree with. Yeah, Ronald Rainey, you going to the fight next weekend? Yeah, I'll be there. Don't walk up on me, though, dog, because I will be, saying, it's Texas. It is Texas. That's all I will say. It's Texas. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Chilling. I'm going to be real, like, on the low, though. Like, I'm not there to hang out with fighters. I'm not there to, like, I ain't sticking the mics in nobody's fucking face. So just don't expect that out of me. All right. That's all I'm saying. Hey, my man, Lonnie DiCarlo in that super chat, man. Thank you, man. Said, Fannon to Don, are you going to the Errol fight? Well, I'm kind of pissed off about the Errol fight, I have to tell you. I'm actually kind of pissed off, man. Because I found out that some of you Negroes had access to pre-sale tickets and did nobody fucking tell me. Okay? You sneaky bastards. Okay? If y'all can help other people out, you can help me out. On the real, though, I care a lot about that fight. I might watch it on TV. I care a lot about that fight. It's hard for me to do that shit when, like Gervonta, I'm pretty much like Gervonta's about to knock this motherfucker out. Dog. Like, what's going on, Cali Enigma? Like, yeah, Gervonta's about to knock this dude out. It'll be a good fight, though. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Max fucking Kellerman. Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I didn't get to talk about this week. Max Kellerman. You are a bitch. Oh, I can't stand Max fucking Kellerman. Thank goodness I do not miss HBO at all. Okay? A couple things that I do not mind, that I don't miss in boxing. I don't miss the crowds. Quite honestly, that's the reason why I paid so much money to go to this fight. Because I'm going to be there with my fucking black gloves on with my shit to here. I ain't walking nowhere near no fucking body, and ain't nobody going to be nowhere near me. Okay? And I get to sit right here, nobody within 6 feet of me. Get the fuck away. You can legally tell motherfuckers to get up off you. Dog, socially distance your ass. Okay? Social distance your ass the fuck over there. You don't even have to tell anybody because ain't nobody going to be bumping up on you. Ain't nobody going to be spilling drinks. You ain't going to have to be walking through crowds of people, swinging through. All I got to do is go look at Gervonta Davis. I'm going to be able to see him. Woo! Right there, little nigga, right there. Shaka. This is what it is. I'm excited. I don't miss the fans for nothing. Okay? I don't miss the fans in those fights for nothing. The fights are just as tense. And in fact, I can hear the gloves better without all that bullshit. Okay? Because them dudes last night was throwing them hands, and I was like, oh my Lord. Hey man, Sergey Lipinets will crack you, dude. And that jab from Cusio Clayton, you could just hear it. Yak. It was just such, I could hear it. I was like, wow, that's way better. That's way better when y'all shut up with all of that. When they trying to act like, and you can't lie. You can't be like, oh, because the crowd is yelling. Like, hey, the crowd is yelling. So, oh, this guy won the fight because the crowd is yelling. Nah, dog. You can't even do that anymore. You can't lie and say dude's landing punches that ain't landing because of the fucking crowd. You can't lie and say, oh, the judges were pushed by the crowd. Ain't no crowd. They sitting right there, completely undistracted, which is why Mauricio Suleiman talking about this is a sham. This guy was looking at his phone in the middle of the fight. Man, Mauricio, you fucking what? How are you going to complain about a judge doing this? He watching the fight, right? Watch this. He watching the fight. The two guys standing 4 feet apart from each other. He does like this. And he goes back. You trying to tell me he can't judge around because he did this? Come on, man. What's an op? There's a lot of ops. There's a lot of ops running around. But what op you talking about? Oh yeah, man, hit the like button, man. But it's a small crowd. It's 8:30, dog. We only got 400 people. We are intimate today. This is what you call an intimate show. There's only 400 people, so we can chop it up. There's fewer haters here today. The haters couldn't get up this morning and probably won't be up to around 9:30. But Max Kellerman did something, dog. Max Kellerman tried to act when did you hear how the interview with Max Kellerman and Gervonta Davis? Hey, now for you guys, I'm about to use some chapstick. All right. I don't think that this is anything that you guys should be concerned about. Like, this isn't creepy or anything like that. If I put chapstick on my lips, you just have to not be looking at my lips. Okay. So I'm just going to warn you kind of, you don't know what the fuck is on with you type people that don't like when I do this. Like, I don't understand what the problem is with that. It's not like I'm chomping down on a motherfucking hamburger and you see all in the back of my mouth or nothing. All I did was this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? Oh, I know how I do it so I can avoid you guys. All right, here. This is what I'll do because you guys who are so insecure can't stand it. This is my new procedure. I'll do this, right? But you won't see it, right? But I'm doing this. But I don't want to do that because that might throw your immature ass into something too. So pause. That's what I'm doing, right? And then I'll play it off. Oh, Dark Truth, somebody was going off in the chat about you're so weird. You're so weird, Dre. You're putting chapstick on in the middle of the live stream. What's wrong with you? Why are you playing with your lips? Like, nigga, why are you looking at my lips? Like, what do you mean? I don't want to be ashy. Y'all would be talking bad about me. Hey, Kid Fresh. Fuck out of here, man. I ain't in the mood for you. Fuck out of here, man. You're going to get thrown the fuck out with the first thing you said. Like I said, dog, small crowd today. And it just got one man smaller, okay? It's a small crowd today, but it just got one man smaller. Get your ass out of here. He's a pound for pound of boxing, bitch. He's a pound for pound number one in boxing. What kind of channel you think this is? You think what is this, the snooker channel or something? You mean pound for pound in what? Man, pound for pound, pound your ass up out of here. Isaiah Jones, top of the morning, Fannon, my favorite chef, always cooking. Yeah, man, we trying to cook today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I love it, man, because you guys make my day good. And I'm over there on Instagram now. So will y'all please follow me on Instagram? I got like 500 subscribers on 500 followers on Instagram, and it's embarrassing. I'm trying to get people to interview with me on Instagram, okay? Where people won't think that in my private Instagram, okay? That's what I'm trying to build. Oh, but you're gonna steal my idea now. Fuck. Shouldn't have said it. But I said it now. Somebody else will do it before I do it. Whatever. It's how it goes. I'm going to privatize get a couple thousand of y'all real subscribers, the people that are always there on Instagram. And then it's going to go private, and I'll do lives on private. I'm going to try to do consultations on private, like on private through Instagram. And you're going to get like 3 times the content too. Because my Instagram is there's a lot of content on my Instagram. A lot already. Like 4 or 5 pieces of content a day on Instagram. Because it's so easy. So easy. And I'll switch up the platform a little bit and and make it a little more, I'll learn it. And as I learn it, I'll get better with it. But, that's what she said. Yeah, but that's why I'm so heavy on y'all. Please just go to the Instagram. Right now, if you like this live stream, definitely go to the Instagram. Because the Instagram, I'm going to have these live streams, but I'm going to have they're going to be more raw, much more raw. And I'm going to be able to talk about things where the numbers don't, where it doesn't matter, because YouTube, this stuff, there's a lot of competition in this shit. You know what I mean? Over there, no matter what time I go on, I ain't going to cut people's audience in half. You know what I mean? I can just go on whatever I want to go on. I don't have to be a good citizen over there. Over here, I have to be a good citizen. Over there, fuck everybody. I get to roll. If I want to talk all damn day, I'm going to talk all damn day about boxing. Love Instagram. I'm going to do my shit here. I'm going to have all my real stuff. I mean, my quality stuff here. Quality stuff. Because though that Canelo shit, that was good. That's the first video I've done in a while where I was like, I like that video. But that's really me. But it's too nerdy. A lot of people will be like, it's too nerdy. But over on Instagram, dude, I can break it down, dog. I'll break down the whole contract for you. People are asking me to do break down employment agreements and shit like that, dude. I'll break down an employment agreement for you live on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of you, right for you. Like, hey, Fannon, what you doing? I'm sitting here studying. Oh, hey, come on, man. Hey, what do you think about this, that, and that? And then I give it to you. Pretty much everybody that has sent me a note on Instagram has got almost an immediate response, if not within 24 hours, because of the ease of it. You know what I mean? It's because of the ease of it, and I enjoy it. So please, I'm pushing for that because so many people leave comments on the videos. Because, dude, if I do a good video, maybe, say there's 15, 20,000 people that watch a popular video. Because if I do a popular video, 25, 30,000 people would watch a popular video. You're not going to be able to talk to me on that video about that video. It's just a fact. But Terence Chavis and me, literally, I think we talked throughout the day, all day yesterday. But you'll never get that. You won't get that. You can't get that out of me because of the size of the channel. And it's very hard to get that in here because of the size of the live stream, But we're going to talk this boxing. All right. Oh, yeah, man. Man, Isaiah Jones, much love in that super chat. I don't know if I hit that gong for you, man. But now let's get back to cooking. That was a public service announcement. Max Kellerman talked to Gervonta Davis as if Gervonta Davis was some underling that needed to beg Teofimo Lopez for a fight. I heard it and I could not believe it. I thought to myself, what are you talking about? Max Kellerman says to Teofimo Lopez, to Gervonta Davis, hey, Gervonta, Teofimo Lopez says that he's not interested in fighting you, that he may be going to 140. You hear that? He puts Gervonta Davis in the position of responding to the fact that Teofimo Lopez says he doesn't want him. It's kind of like some ugly broad telling some dude, hey, I'm not gonna get that dude none. And you walk over to a dude that gets plenty coochie, right? He's sitting there right next to his girlfriends right there, right? His girlfriends are sitting there. And you walk up to him and say, Max, come and walk up and say, hey, Gervonta, that raggedy stank bitch over there, she ain't gonna give you none. And that was the look that Gervonta Davis had on his face when he answered the question, like, only reason he ain't fighting me is because he's too big for the weight class. And he ain't got no footwork. See, I wish I would have been asked that question. I would have said this to Max. If he didn't work for Bobby, he would. If he didn't work for Bob Arum and they put that money on the table and they said, pick this money or that money, he's taking that money. If you don't have all that other bullshit tied to it, Mr. Kellerman. If you don't have all that other bullshit tied to it, like promises of making him some megastar where he can be a billionaire like Floyd Mayweather Jr., I know that's what you're doing to Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez, I know that's what you're thinking, young man, because, dog, I was 23 years old at the point too. And when you see Floyd Mayweather Jr. flying around in planes and having like fight where guys are making $1 billion, that's what you want. And if people are telling you, look, we can go get it, then that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna try to go get it. So Teofimo, you about to try to go get it, and I know you about to try to go get it because it's Pavlov's dog. They did this. Jump when you hear money, right? Jump when you hear money. This is money. And when they show it to you, you do whatever they tell you. That's how money controls people, and they get you to do what you want them to do. Because anytime somebody says you can be a billionaire, you've been conditioned. All of the media saying, time to ante up, says, much love in that super chat. Salute Fannon in the chat. Those so-called nerdy vids that you do constitute some of my favorite vids. By the way, I bet 60 million buys a lot of spatulas. Yes, sir. A lot of spatulas. But let's explain it. Since time to ante up changed the subject. Brought the subject up and paid for the chat. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for allowing it to exist. And I apologize for being inconsiderate if I had not thanked you for your super chat before. On the real. Much love in that super chat. But let's evaluate what happened. So, Canelo Alvarez was he's suing. How can I say this best? Loma West, is that a gong? A gong and an ice machine for my knee. Yep, that's a gong. It was an old customer, right? What it is it is a It is a gong. It is a gong, but it's a gong that I used to have in a old client. And every time that we would sell something, we would make some money. Every time a big deal went down, bing, we'd hit the gong. So that's kind of like a continuation. So every time you guys do it, that's what it's supposed to be. And it's a blessing to my channel. So, all right, so this is what the deal is. And I'm going to try my best to explain it. Stay with me. We got 400 people in the building, so we ready to do it. So I was like, yo, am I tripping? Nah, you ain't tripping. That shit's a gong, dog. Hell yeah. David Bell, how can Kellerman tell Lopez there are no other champions for him to fight at 135? Oh, dude, but look. He's shitting on the fight. Because he acted like Lopez, because he beat Vasily Lomachenko, right? It's some superstar. But that Gervonta Tank Davis is wasting your time fighting Leo Santa Cruz. And when he did that, it's like you're full of shit, David Letterman, Harold Kellerman, whatever the fuck your name is, dude. You are full of shit. Leo Santa Cruz is a smaller guy than Gervonta Tank Davis. Is that true? Yes or no? Yes. Isn't he? Why do you say that? Because he started his career three weight classes below where they're fighting. Is that not true? David Letterman, that's what the fuck David Letterman said. Because he's a fucking joke. He's a fucking comedy. He's a comedian. He is not a boxing expert. Get the fuck out of here. You're a fraud. Another fucking fraud. I used to look at Max Kellerman like he was really into boxing. He's full of shit. Boxing was his way in to talk about basketball. That was his way to talk over. To cross over. Because Max Kellerman don't know fuck what he talking about. He don't know fuck what he talking about. And that's the truth. If he's telling the truth, Aram Kellerman, you mean? Nah, I mean David Letterman. Because I like David Letterman. I like the sound of David Letterman. David Letterman's a comedian. He's a jokester. You know what I'm saying? He's a jokester. But to say the Leo Santa Cruz, Alfonso Lopez said, I'll watch this later. Too early. Yeah, that's what's up. He said, it's too early in the morning. Hey, dog. Hey, you got to get it when you get it. You know why? Because other people want to go live today. You know what I'm saying? Shit be like, it's what it is, dog. This is the spot. And we keeps the spot. Let's keep the spot. So anyway, let's do the comparison. All right. And I'm going to present this as rationally as I can. I mean, as clearly as I can off the cuff. Max Kellerman implied two things. One, that Gervonta Davis is chasing or would chase Teofimo Lopez, right? So, and then the second thing is, and why does he believe that? Because of the Vasily Lomachenko win, right? Because Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, now Teofimo Lopez is now the man at lightweight, right? Ain't that what he said? That's what he said. I mean, at least that was, when I say that's what he said, I mean it in a colloquial sense. I mean, that's the meaning that I inferred. Okay? That is what I inferred. But I'll just say said, but I really mean that's what I inferred. just so you know, for future reference, okay? And I'm using it in a colloquial sense. The next thing, and why would that be? The second thing. In order for that to be true, you have to say, what makes the fight with Vasily Lomachenko more important than all of Gervonta Davis's career to date? And why wouldn't the fight with Leo Santa Cruz mean anything? And that's because he said, look, you're fighting a guy that's smaller than you, and it's just not a fight that anybody really thinks the other guy can win. So what are you going to do in the future after this fight, to catch up with Teofimo Lopez? No, that was the tone, right? That was the tone. All right, first things first. Let's do something. Let's first recognize this. Lomachenko was a hype job. A hype job. The fight with Teofimo Lopez proved he was a hype job more than it proved that Teofimo Lopez was another level fighter. Do you know why that is, dumbass David Kellerman? Because Orlando Salido had already beaten him. This is his second loss. One to Orlando Salido and one 13 fights later to Teofimo Lopez. He already lost. It's his second loss. But Fannon, I can hear your brains. I can hear your brains bumping up against the side of your head because the little P motherfucker go over there when you move your head here and it fly back up over here. And he called him undisputed, which he cannot be because Devin Haney is the WBC champion, which he cannot be. And much love in that super chat. And thank you for holding down the chat. And thank you for holding down the chat. Let me get a little sip of this coffee. So, why? Leo Santa Cruz has how many losses? Can you guys put that in there? I don't think he's even 15-2. I think he's 14-2, St. Cruzin. He's 14-2. 14-2. And he lost to a guy with 11 losses in his second fight. Now, are there people that lost fights? Like people like, but Fannon. And I can hear your little brains rattling when you move your head. Ding, ding, ding. Brain moving, dog. Just that's a little PS brain popping side to side in your brain. And you say, hey, what about Henry Armstrong? The great Henry Armstrong lost his first two fights. That's what people said. But no, he didn't. He did lose the first four out of the five. He did lose that. And yes, after that, he did become a great champion. You're right. But what does that mean, though? Mr. Try to get cute and pull bullshit. Henry Armstrong had another 151 wins. As soon as Vasily Lomachenko pick up another 126 plus wins, once he go pick up another 100 plus wins to add to his, I won't even ask him to add another 120 wins to his career to catch up with him, to be with Henry Armstrong. How about we just let him get to around 100? Or you'd be like, but for nobody can fight 100 today. All right, how about we just go to 40? How about we wait till Vasily Lomachenko gets to 40-2 before we say he's a Hall of Famer? Is that unreasonable to get to 40-2? Or do you just have, but no, he can't? Yo, man, I have busted so many people up in debates because y'all act like this double standard shit. Check your double standards at the door, man. Damon Wester in that building. Thank you so much for the love and support in the chat. And I know y'all been supporting all week, and I've just been fucking up because I've been in my zone. And I'm sorry, but I felt like I needed to be in the zone this week. But I will still be in the zone next week. I'll just make sure that I don't skip over. Because if you can't tell, I'm trying to stay in the zone for 2 hours. I'm trying to hit the door, talking boxing. I'm trying to talk boxing every minute of these 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? That the roughly 2 hours that we do it. Armstrong would have broken Lomachenko's face. Oh, dog, he's just not on the level of that guy. And that's what Floyd said. But let's get back to Max Kellerman because I want to make sure that I cover these points. Right? Because sometimes, but at the same time, interact with the chat. I got to get more skilled in what I do. And I understand that, and I appreciate you guys' patience. Really and truly, I do. I know that I need to get better at the things that I do. And I work on them. And so, like, my man called me and was like, Fannon, I really like your videos. Like, one of my, I ain't gonna say who it is because this is my dude. Like, but you know who you are, dude. Been a supporter from like one of the first 10 guys that were like, of the people that are subscribed now and that participate with me, he was probably definitely one of the first 100. He was one of the first 100 subscribers that I had. And he's been consistent the whole time. And he said, he was like, you can be a good channel. You can be a good channel. You can be a good channel. And the other day, he's like, man, you're really doing well. But one thing I want you to do is like, sometimes you're late on issues. Like, I want to hear what you think quicker and don't have it be behind a couple days. So I was like, you know, my first response was not to be defensive, but kind of to be defensive. But then I realized, yeah, he's right. So what I'll do is I'll do Instagram. You will definitely get what I think on the new news when that shit pops. Like, and I promise you, when that shit pops, and if it's significant, you pay attention to your Twitter feed, your Instagram feed, because it can come a lot. It'll be a lot quicker than on YouTube. Anyway. Why would I not talk about Henry Armstrong, Mookie Chase? Please explain. And I'm gonna keep that up there till I see, because I like your Kango. I like the DMC style. You know what I'm saying? I like you out here looking like is that run? No, that's DMC. What do you mean? Talking about Henry Armstrong. Henry Armstrong is better than Lomachenko. Anyway, so back to comparison. While I wait for that answer, that's probably not coming. Because I suspect somebody might have got you already. Hope not, because this is a fair question. To compare Lomachenko to Leo Santa Cruz. For real. Leo Santa Cruz is over 30 fights. And he has one loss, and it's to and it is not to Orlando Salido. It's to Carl Frampton, who somebody's going to throw in the Hall of Fame. You know, especially if Mauricio Suleiman run the Hall of Fame. His ass going to be in there. All you got to do is pay enough. Because they got to eat. You know what I mean? I am Ill Will said I sent a super chat. And I am going right there. Oh, my bad. He says, salute Fannon. Oh, I am Ill Will said, salute Fannon, man. Salute to you, brother. Hey, subscribe to my man. I am Ill Will. Man, that's the dude that puts in good work, man. And by the way, I like to tell you, the guys that are really putting in a lot of work out there do like Stay Ready Boxing. I see Stormy B man out there doing the circuit, man. Y'all working the circuit. Y'all are on live stream. You go live stream to live stream, dude. I see you guys out there working, man. Talking that boxing, trying to make it a better place. And I appreciate that, man. That's what's up. I see you guys working, man. And I am Ill Will. I am Ill Will. I see you working too, man. You know, and I'm trying to be, I don't really even, you know, I'm trying to be encouraging because I know, dog, it's a fucking grind to get where you want to get. And I can see that you really do want to get there. So keep grinding, dog, and be intelligent about it. You'll get it for sure. Intelligent Savage said Leo get caught in mid to late third round, survive fourth or fifth round. Leo introduced the canvas for the night. Help me see this going different than that. I'm not gonna. I can't help you see that. Mine's made up, and I think that it would be illogical for me to try to argue against your subjective opinion, which is highly logical. Because yes, Leo Santa Cruz can get his ass knocked the fuck out, but I don't think it's going to be the third or the fourth round. I think it's going to be the seventh or the eighth, maybe ninth or 10th. It's going to be late because Leo Santa Cruz is not going to try to engage with Tank. He's going to try to wear him down. So he's going to try to What's urban? What's this? Hey, I don't know. No commercials. Okay. I think it's for websites and shit that y'all do. If you guys want to get a little commercial, I don't mind doing little commercials. I don't. Okay. But don't do them yourself. Because everybody be in my shit doing that. Please don't do that. Okay. That's bad etiquette. Just to let you know. It's bad YouTube etiquette to do that. That's so, like, as soon as somebody sees that shit, like, if you want to really like piss off some channels, go into their live stream and start putting links to your shit. Start telling people about your shit in the chat. You will never be seen again on that motherfucker if it was me. Because it's like, dude, you are just showing that you and I. Like, you are actively asking people to stop listening to me. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Develop the relationship with the guy and then ask him to pub your channel. And if you want him to pub your channel, and I'm not talking about me, pay him. That ain't complicated. Be like, hey, dude, I'll give you $20 if you do this. That's what the super chats are. Put that shit in the fucking super chat. Say, hey, here's $25. Can I pub my channel? Yeah, here you go. And I would say it. And if you got a channel, make it tax deductible for marketing. But dog, don't do that shit because people will just, that shit's rude. It's tacky. And I have been tacky before. I understand this. Man, Frank the trucker in that super chat said, salute Fannon and the chat. Much love in that super chat. And Frank the trucker been holding it down, dog. And like I said, dog, I don't know if you caught it last time. Thank you for encouraging me to follow with my beliefs and earning me money. Because as of right now, Frank, I turned your $100 super chat into, let me see what I've done, because this is a project that I have. And Frank the trucker was responsible for this. I wanted to do it in the beginning of the year, but with the virus hit and all that, I really couldn't do it. Let me make sure I just can't show my name when I do this, because you motherfuckers get on my goddamn nerves trying to fuck with people's shit. Even though my shit is just my shit. Okay, no name. No name. Let me show you. Now, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get this money off this website. I might have to give this to my guy in Serbia, right? Because he could probably work this shit a lot easier. As a matter of fact, that's what I might do. But let me show you what I turned this into, just in case you guys thought I was lying. And I'm not. But that's after I hit this, my man right here. Mr. Pedraza said, Max said Pacquiao might be pound for pound #1 all time. That's because Max Kellerman is an idiot. Much love in that super chat. Look, man, these guys don't know. First of all, let's be real about something. Nobody knows everything about boxing. The shit's impossible. Okay? It's impossible for anybody to know everything about the business of boxing. Let's get that myth the fuck out of the room. Okay? I've seen enough boxing now that I know it's a myth, a straight up myth that anybody says that they know completely understand boxing. Because if you understand the sport of boxing, like to the level of Eddie Futch or Derek James, note the comparison. What I did, I said like greats like Eddie Futch or Derek James. Excuse me. Completely lost my train of thought because I was back to, I was like, damn, all of a sudden I started thinking about fuck Max Kellerman. Like, dude, Max Kellerman, dude, I shouldn't even explain this, dude. Like I said, oh my God. Not everybody understand. Like, if you understand training to the level of Derek James, you're not going to understand the negotiation of a contract on the level of a Bob Arum. It's not going to work. Those are way two different jobs. Now, there's an intermediary between the two, which is the matchmaker, who understands more about the business and managing the actual event than the trainer does, but he doesn't understand necessarily as much about or have the finances behind him like the promoter does. But there are different people who know different things about the sport of boxing. Max Kellerman knows something about the sport of boxing very well. And that is how to sell bullshit that somebody else wants him to sell. Okay? That's what Max Kellerman is doing. That's what Andre Ward did. That's what Tim Bradley did. That is exactly what Teddy Atlas would do to an extent when they need him to do it. But other times he'll fly off the fucking handle. But they all toe the company line because they all work for ESPN. All of them work for ESPN. And that's why I say, I can prove that they work for them. Okay? They work for them. And I notice I did not say they were their employees. I do not know if they were their employees or not. But I do know that their horse is tied to ESPN. Their paychecks are tied to ESPN. The fighters' paychecks are tied to ESPN. Many of the people voting on pound for pound, money is tied to ESPN. The idea that anybody on ESPN is going to tell you the fucking truth is stupid. Because they all get paid by ESPN. It's an ESPN network. It's an ESPN platform. It's an ESPN fight. It's an ESPN fighter. It's an ESPN list. ESPN. Before that, it was HBO. This is something that's being pushed by the network. The shit they're saying. It's not coincidental that ESPN keeps lying. They lie about Vasily Lomachenko's record on multiple occasions. How can that be? How can you miss a loss? And now all of a sudden, now watch. During the fight with Rocky Fielding on ESPN, Canelo was an undefeated fighter with a draw. Now on ESPN, when they lose to a fighter, they think that when he loses to a fighter that they think that they can sell, all of a sudden, he's got 2 losses, right? All of a sudden, he got 2 losses. See, officially, we all knew he had 1, and then he just got a 2nd. But according to ESPN, for months on end, telecast after telecast after telecast, Lomachenko was undefeated. They just lie, okay? Because it's entertainment. They are acting. They think, hey, we're actors. Isn't actors entertainment? Entertainment doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be true. It just has to be entertaining. That's our job. We're entertaining you for your money. And they don't care what it is that will entertain you. Okay? So they just are going to sculpt some shit that they think will entertain you or occupy you, really. Really. Because entertainment is really just another a way to occupy your time. It's another occupation in your life. Something you occupy your time with. So they're asking you to fill your time with bullshit that isn't even what they're telling you it is. Okay? So like that pound for pound list, it's not what they're telling you it is because it's not objective. How could it be? You're asking somebody that employs fighters, employs promoters, employs trainers, and I didn't mean that they're their employee. I mean that they employ them in the sense of the word, to use them. That's what it means. Employ, to employ. It means to start, to use. Okay? I am employed. I am preoccupied. Occupation. Occupation is what you do for your job. It's not just what you do with your job. It's what you do in your life. Occupation. So they occupy your time and take your money for nothing, for shit that is not what they say it is. Like championship. Mauricio Suleiman admitted that we will never get one more. There will never be just one champion in the WBC because they need to make the money. Ain't that what he said? Hit a 1 if that's what he said. While I take a breath, get a sip, and don't miss these super chats so people will continue to send them and I can continue to have a channel. Okay? Because guess what? I am employed by you. I am. My time right now, this is what I'm occupying my time doing. your time doing. I'm occupying your time by talking to you about boxing. In an exchange, Frank, Mr. Pedraza, compensated me, right, for that. They employed me. They said, hey, man, or employ. The shit sounds alike because it's got a similar thing. It's similar. But the reason that I say that is because these dudes are just lying about what they're actually doing. Okay? Think about this, for example. Man, that's huge, dude. Thank you so much. God, dog. Bo One said, salute for nine. Max muddies the water, calling T.O. undisputed. That doesn't help the casual. Exactly, but he's a casual. Much love in that super chat. Max Kellerman is a professional. He's a professional casual. He used to be a professional hardcore fan, but then he became a professional casual when he started spending half his time or more than half his time doing other shit, being employed, doing other things. Okay? Now, if Max Kellerman was covering boxing every day and he was on internet talking about it and he was reading and he was doing this and he was watching it, if he had that much time in his day, I might consider him to be a hardcore fan. Because hardcore fans is about what you do. You're not a hardcore fan if you don't watch boxing, if you don't talk boxing. How can you be a hardcore fan? Dog, I'm a hardcore fan. If you ain't, because it's relative. It's relative. You cannot tell me Max Kellerman spends as much time thinking about, talking about boxing as I do. There's no chance he doesn't have that much time in his day. He might talk about boxing an hour a day, tops. Because he's got to get up. He's got to talk. He's got to do his show talking about basketball. He got to prepare. He's got to watch football. He's got to watch if there's a tennis match on. He got to look at that. He's got to get the breakdowns, all of that. Dude, he's phony. He's not real. He's not about boxing. And that's just what it is. I don't talk basketball here. I don't talk football here. I would talk other things, but I'm not even talking about those things anymore. I'm just talking boxing. Because somebody was talking shit on their channel, somebody that I really like, who was right. They're like, dude, let's just keep it boxing. And I was like, you know what, D-Style? That's my dude. You're right. We're going to keep it boxing. And we kept it boxing and talked about boxing through the entire pandemic. And provided that I don't catch that shit, you're not going to go a day without it. That's not what Max Kellerman does. Okay? It's not what he does. He's not qualified to do it. He doesn't put the work in to do it. It's just what it is. You got guys out here that are providing your information on boxing that are working 16-hour days. Okay, that's just the truth. You're never going to know as much about boxing if you spend a half an hour and somebody else is spending 16. When they eventually they're going to get you. Right? That's how that works. The reason why that, and I'll leave the LDBC out of this and I'll give credit to new media. That's why new media is fucking y'all up. Y'all don't work like they work. That's for real. It's just the truth. On boxing, you all are in and out. You're in for the hot topic. You're out to basketball. You're in for a hot topic. You're out to football. You can even tell in Steve Kim, for example, because that's the dude that I go on the most. Dog, how is this dude, how can he be watching all these little bitty fuck boy fighters if he's watching every basketball game that there is, every football game that there is, college football game that there is? Dog, you're occupying your time with shit that's not boxing. So how can you tell me that I'm supposed to listen to him? Right? When Boxing Ego is pushing boxing all fucking day. And that's not a plug for me, right? I'm not talking about me. Okay, somebody be like, no, you're so arrogant. I'm not talking about me. I'll talk about somebody I got no association with whatsoever. Boxing Ego don't talk about shit for the most part that I see. Don't watch them a lot anymore because I don't have the time because I'm talking boxing. Why would I listen to Max Kellerman over Dante's Boxing Nation? Why would I? Why would I listen to him over Stormy B-Man? Like I said, I literally have seen Stormy B-Man talking boxing every fucking day of the week for a couple hours. And he's employed. So he's doing it while he's working. And more than likely, he's thinking about why he's working. Do you understand? We are fans with motherfucking, I can show you pages and pages and pages of physical notes on every event that takes place in boxing damn near. Don't tell me I got to listen to Max Kellerman. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. And here's another thing. I'm going to get on the Canelo. Dog, what the fuck, Boxing Team, was that article? That was the worst fucking written article that I had ever seen in my fucking life. It was so poor. And I could like, why would you do? Dude, there's an article that is on Boxing Scene about Canelo and new information that came out, right? Now I'll get to the meat of it because we got almost 550 people in the building. Hit the like button, and I'm going to respect this super chat that is paying the bills. Okay, and I'm not going to hide any. Super chats are paying the bills. So it is what it is. And yes, I spread my super chats to other people. So thank you, but I'm doing a lot less of that now. A lot less of that now. I'm supporting cats, and the cats that I'm supporting know who I'm supporting. Because they didn't have to, because it came to them and it was not in a super chat. And it may not even come in money. Okay? Just so you know. But when you give a super chat to this channel, that shit goes. And it works. It's not, you are planting a seed with a super chat here. Okay? You are not buying me Topo Chico. I got plenty of my own money to buy Topo Chico. What I don't have is plenty of my own money to help build other young black fight fans like myself that might want to eventually earn a living doing what they love and trying to help them set up an infrastructure and develop a skill set that would allow them to do that in a world where things are going to be increasingly more and more online. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. And thank you for your financial support in accomplishing that. So people want to know why I get super chats. That's why. And sometimes I forget about the super chats. You know why? Because sometimes I forget about the super chat because I'm paid. And I'd be like, dog, damn, let me finish this shit. It's $5. Nah, it's only $100. That's what I said to myself. And I was like, dude, and that's why I had to check myself. Because I was like, dude, $100, talking 2 hours for $100 for me. Dog, I will definitely get that doing other things, not talking boxing. So why would I do it? I take that and I build other people that are less fortunate than myself. Not everybody has a legal education where they can break down that article that Boxing Scene wrote, which was atrocious. I wish I was your fucking professor. Why did you bury the lead? Journalism. Now let me get on Canelo. There was an article that was written. Oh no, let me thank the dudes that are paying for the super chat, paying for the live streams. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Fannon, stop being mean to Loma. He's a great fighter. Did you know Loma saved planet Earth from a comet by punching back in outer space, punching it back to outer space? Don't hate. Much love in that super chat. And look, and that is exactly what he needs to go do right there. Lomachenko needs to make his career as fucking the Ukrainian version of Superman and save the Middle East from Eddie Hearn and these motherfuckers trying to go over there and send fights over there and get paid for by slave labor. So since Lomachenko is Superman, go fix some shit over there and get the fuck away from this hype job shit. Back to this Boxing Scene article. So the article was entitled, let me pull it. I'm not going to pull up the article, and I'm going to leave the name out of it so people would have to go find it for themselves. Because honestly, I was stuck between blasting the guy and thinking he did it on purpose and being like, dude, this dude just probably don't even understand what he's reading. It's like I read it like 5 or 6 times, like, this shit makes no sense. This makes no sense. This is terribly written. Why would you write like this? Why would you put this fact here and this fact there and this fact there? The shit's totally out of order. I got to reorder the whole fucking thing just to understand what happened. And I'm going to tell you this. Let me get into it. I'm going to tell you the article that I'm talking about. And literally it took me 3 hours to dissect that shit and make sense of it. I had to call my wife in, and I had to do a presentation in front of my wife. Like, look, babe, just sit down because I do not understand this shit that these people just said. But I have to put it in chronological order. I have to rewrite their paper. And in order for me to rewrite their paper so that I can understand it, I have to put things in chronological order, and I need to walk through the story with you. And my wife was like, but I would like visuals. But babe, I can't do visuals right now. I just need to go through it like I do now. Like, I don't see anybody in the room. I just am in my head. I know that might sound funny to people that are not like that, but that's what I had to do to this boxing article. And there was an article that was written yesterday. Where did it go? Wow, there's a lot of shit going on, huh? Wow, did they bury this shit this far down? Where did this shit go? It was an article about contracts. It was called Contracts. And what was the motion? Oh, an arbitration clause. Basically, it talked about, this was I can't even find the article. They need to take the shit down on the real. What I'm really hoping is I can't find it because they took the shit down. They need to take that shit down for real. If I owned Boxing Scene and I was anywhere near them dudes, I'd be like, man, take that article down right the fuck now before somebody reads it and understands it. But anyway, I don't see the article. I'm pretty sure that they didn't take it down. I won't say that they took it down. But it ain't a biggie, dog, because I already wrote it. And it was by, anyway, the article was by, it came out yesterday, and it was by, damn, this shit is not here. Where'd it go? Anyway, I can't find the article right now, but I'll tell you what it's about. Trust me, the motherfucker's there. But I just can't find it in the middle of the live stream. Big Dog Willie, man, much love. And then it's to my man, Dre's Fighter said, my Bison brother is the best that ever did it, dig. Hey, thank you, man. Nigga, I'm trying to turn into the Cat Williams in his boxing talk. Cat Williams is my idol. Cat Williams is my idol. You know that's weird when I say that. That is a great entertainment. Drew Tyman said the comment made me piss my pants. Oh, that shit is hilarious. And my man Devin Blocker says, salute to Fannon the Don. This is for the grind, brother. Keep grinding. Devin Blocker, I have got to find your actual super chat so I can put that mug on here because it stays right there and I see it, but I forget that this thing keeps resetting. I messed up. Bo One said, I appreciate what you did, what you do, big brother. Keep grinding. Thank you, big Bo One. Thank you so much for your support. All right. Oh, said copy and paste the words. Oh, okay. Intelligent Savage. Much love in that super chat. He said, great show as always, Fannon. Just keep getting it. I post you on my Facebook page, and little by little, boxing is and little by little, boxing is talked about a little more on my page. Keep getting. Oh, you talked about a little bit more on your page. Thank you, man. And that is appreciated. If you guys talk boxing, it's so important. It's so important, man. Because if the conversation keeps going, people can't ignore it. Dude, we're an elephant in the room. We're a pack of lions in the room. And they trying to act like you don't see it. Like, you don't see this big ass pack of lions chewing at motherfuckers' ankles. You know what I'm saying? Look like they got motherfuckers just on the ground, hanging on the top of the motherfuckers, looking for blood, licking blood out their wounds. You don't see them? You don't see Paulie Malignaggi laid by the sideway? Y'all don't see that? You don't see that? Him just, whoop. Y'all don't see Anthony Joshua's whole U.S. reputation laying there on the ground, just bleeding from all over the place, right? They just act like all of a sudden, you don't hear Tyson Fury's reputation taking a nosedive because of boxing talk that's going on consistently. And that's the real. Daniel Staley said, salute Fannon, I appreciate what you do. LDBC, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your appreciation. And I ain't going to be shy about it. And ain't going to be shy about it. However, let's get to the Canelo thing because I know that that's what I really want to talk about. I'll explain it. The boxing article is whatever. Most of because that's attacking somebody, and that's just whatever. I'm going to say that the guy didn't understand it. Okay? And who wrote it? It was it was the Jake Donovan, but it was one of the, it was one of the guys. But anyway, they got a report because now, well, let me tell you first what I think the problem is. Everybody is talking about the breach of contract. Mike Coppinger and who was the other guy said this? Damn, I didn't keep the note of the name of the fucking author. But anyway, it's a boxing scene guy. Let me explain it to you. It's in the video, though. So go watch the video. The name of the person is in the video. The name of the article is in the video. I'm just having a hard time finding it in my notes because I just talk about so many things. This is what happened, okay? People are talking about the procedure of the lawsuit, okay? Now, are you guys ready to think? Because I'm going to give you something that you have to almost take notes. CRB said, Fannon, did my super chat come through? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But I will check. I got to get into this thing, but no, I'm going to respect you guys, and I'm going to respect you, dude. I'm going to respect y'all, man, and make sure I take care of my business with you guys that come here and support the channel, because I got to be, like, for real about it. Like, I apologize for all the super chats that I've missed over the last – I really apologize for all of the super chats that I've missed over the last week. That was just unprofessional. It was irresponsible. And I got to find a way where I can make the chat better for everybody else, by keeping the conversation, having a good conversation, but at the same time, respecting that you guys really are the ones that are supporting me. Because you are. That's why on Instagram, I'm responding to everything. If it gets sent on Instagram, if it's something you thinking you want to know or you want to ask, dude, you can get a 30-second video anytime you want it out of me. For real. I mean, that's the least, dog, that I can take. Because on Instagram, it might take me just a minute to give you a video response to your question. A minute tops. I can boop, boop, it's gone. Because I can talk 30 seconds, because I can talk 3 hours, and I can also summarize something inside of 30 seconds easy. Like, I can summarize this shit with Canelo in 30 seconds, pretty sure. Matter of fact, I'll try once I find these super chats. CRB. Yes, it did. He said, nature of someone like Max's job means he won't ever be an expert on any sport as he spreads too thin. So I don't overvalue his opinion. Exactly. Great. Exactly. And that was right after Dan Blocker shut the whole building down, which says, salute Fannon to Don. This is for your grind, brother. Keep grinding. And I am. And honestly, dude, I'm going to increase the grind. For real. And here's the thing, dude. I'm going to that fight. You guys paid for that ticket. And thank you. You guys paid for my ticket so that I can sit there right next to right there. And guess what I'm going to be? On Instagram. I'm going to be on my fucking phone just like this, daring a motherfucker to walk up to me, social distancing, and be right here watching the fight like this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Because where's your camera? Nigga, my camera's pointed at me. Get your motherfucking hand up off my camera. Nah, for real. I will be in the place, though. And also, I'm going to try to do something there's some cats I've already talked to that have been long-time Patreon members, long-time subscribers, long-time Super Chat cats. In Austin, dog, I'm setting you out. Okay? Just understand. Dog, you know what I'm talking about. If I see you we see each other, dog, it's social distance. I ain't going to do 500 people. But there's going to be a couple cats out there, dog. We're going to have a good evening. Okay? Because Fannon know how to treat you right. Y'all don't know that. Fannon know how to treat you right. Fannon also knows how to speak in the third person. However, since my name ain't really Fannon, I can do it and it'd be cool. Because I can be talking about the boxing channel. Ah, he said, you are correct for nine. Now calm down, Bison brother. I'd never calm down, dog. You can't calm down, dog. You calm down, they get you. They get you when you calm down. So let me explain it. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Then I'm going to tell you. Then I'm going to tell you what I told you. Okay, that's what we're going to do in a second. Right after I start with, man, Time Annie up. Said, I personally don't care if you miss a super chat due to the fact that I still get the value from the channel. Thank you, man. He said, oh, your name is Fannon, all right? Nah, dog, my name ain't Fannon. This dude tried to set me up for a fucking pedophile by saying my name was Fannon Hancock. It's like, every dude, people know who I am, dog. I'm not a mystery, okay? It don't take too much it don't take too much, okay? But when you find it, you're gonna find it, baby. Just understand, when you go looking to find something, you gonna find it, baby. Because, dog, I'm bigger on, hey, dog, for real. I'm bigger on fucking LinkedIn. It's like, hey, man, for now, what is the biggest, I've got almost 50,000. Look, for real. Now, this is me talking shit, for real. I'm talking about this dude, the other dude. Not me, not for nine. I'm talking about the dude over there. See that dude over there? I'm talking about the dude over there. My biggest platform is LinkedIn easy. My LinkedIn is fucking bananas. My LinkedIn is LinkedIn, okay? And it's literally LinkedIn, for real. So, dog, no. Motherfuckers have been trying to set me up and expose me for years. Well, for now, all of a sudden they be like, I know who that nigga is, and they be stopping right there. Oh. Oh. He's not, well, no, he's not, no, he never went to law school. He's just lying. Well, why is this motherfucker friends with 1,200 lawyers? You know what I'm saying? If he ain't, why is he in groups with with like 200 legal experts? I don't know, man. They just asked me to be there for no fucking good reason. Okay? And I've got what? On LinkedIn, I think I got 400 recommendations for project management, negotiations, and all the shit that I talk about. People that say, oh, yeah, I worked with him. Yo, what the fuck is your super chat for the 90th time? Hey, monkey. Hey, monkey. Nigga, I don't know you. Fuck you talking to. See, I'll do that role. I don't know you, dude. I don't have to talk to you. Fuck are you? Nigga, I know who you are, by the way. If I had to think who you were, except for like you write maybe a little bit better sentences. Get your ass out of here, monkey. Get your ass out of here, monkey. Trying to hear that shit. Motherfucking name, Little Monkey. Monkey Chase. Anyway, Canelo, man. Canelo. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Okay? Please be paid. Give me super chats. Please give me super chats. Here, I'm going to give them something so you can copy and paste this shit. Oh, please, please, please give me super chats. Anyway, so this is the gist of it. Canelo Alvarez thought that the value of the contract for DAZN was one thing, but it was really something else. Okay? The DAZN contract, this is how the contract is organized. All right? The relationship. Okay? First of all, I got to explain to you people something. That's why I always call it an agreement. Because you have multiple agreements in a relationship. Me and my wife have a relationship, but we have multiple agreements in our relationship. We have a will, right? We have insurance, right? We have a relationship with our children, right? She has her own business. I have my own business. It is a relationship with a bunch of different, it is a relationship with a bunch of different agreements. So in boxing, you have what Canelo Alvarez has is there's an agreement. Listen to this. There's an agreement, a relationship between three parties, or four parties. Canelo, number one, Canelo. Number two, Oscar De La Hoya. Number 3 and 4, DAZN. Why, Fannon, is it 3 and 4? DAZN. DAZN UK, DAZN US. The parent company and the United States subsidiary. Okay? DAZN and its US can fuck, I wish I was more fluid with the shit. Their US fuck is it? The company that they own in the United States. Fuck it, I just said the same. A subsidiary. Thank you. God dog. Their US subsidiary. That's the relationship. Everybody knew what the relationship was, right? Canelo knew that his contract was with Golden Boy, right? He knew that. Every contract he's probably had has always been with Golden Boy because the fighter has a contract with the promoter. And then the promoter strikes a contract with DAZN, the network, right? That's the relationship. And this is what it was said in Mike Coppinger said, for example, you've got two numbers and I need you to listen. Oh, I can't get into the detail yet. The short of it is that the contract that was between Golden Boy and DAZN was not an 11-fight, $365 million deal. Do you hear me? This is the important point. This is where they buried the lead. The contract between, according to these reports coming out from people that read the cases, that read the complaint, excuse me. What the complaint from Canelo is this. He said that Oscar De La Hoya, the value of the contract between Oscar De La Hoya and DAZN was not $365 million. That it was really $440 million. Do you hear that? That's the news. The news is that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, via Golden Boy Promotions, signed a deal, a fight-by-fight deal with DAZN for $40 million a fight. But it was publicized in the media as being $35 million a fight. Where did the other $5 million go? Right? That's the lead. And specifically for a fight against Rocky Fielding, there is a potential that Oscar De La Hoya paid Canelo Alvarez $15 million for that Rocky Fielding fight. Man, Chopper Mafia, Canelo can't read. I don't care. His lawyers can read. And you don't have to read to be told. You don't have to read to be told. However, and you can go check it for yourself. The contract with Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN USA 11-fight, $365 million deal reached in October 28th. That is $33 million a fight. But hold on, stop. Now, do you understand what I believe? This is my reading of an article that was telling me about information that has been leaked from that case. But I had to reorganize it, take out all the unnecessary shit in there, like references to him being a 3-time champion and a pound-for-pound pay-per-view star and his mother's baby's mama being from France, all that other shit that was written in there that I didn't even need to understand the point. So I cleaned all that shit out and was like, I don't give a fuck if he's a 3. If I literally took the text and took out every unnecessary piece of information. And then after I cleaned out every piece of unnecessary information, I then put everything in chronological order. Then after I had everything in a chronological order, then I please tell me, thank you. Please tell me if you have ever heard. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, man. Where was I? Shit, I hate it. Hate when I lose. I'm getting old, so my mind skips. Anyway, have you ever heard of what Canelo Alvarez was suing? What is his complaint against Oscar De La Hoya? And I'm asking you guys as friends. Tell me what you've heard that he was sued for. Tell me what you've heard. What every major article has said. I'm coming back. I'm sorry. I'm coming back. And I'm asking this question. Okay? What has Canelo, in every article that you've read, what have you heard that Oscar De La Hoya, that Canelo was suing Oscar De La Hoya for? I got to do this for a little bit because some people are behind in the chat and the sound will come back. So I'm going to spin for a couple seconds so that people can catch up to the chat because I'm going to explain this clearly. Chronological. Oh, okay. That's where I was. Okay. So the sound's good. I'll start again. No, Sora 47. No. I asked what the media put out. What did the media? Exactly this. That's what we've been reporting. That's what they've said. And then what did they do? Listen. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. Listen. Do not go anywhere, okay? Because you have to understand. I'm going to teach you, okay? I'm going to teach you something that more than likely you do not understand. So in order to understand it and for it to be valuable, you're going to have to listen and you're going to have to accept that I understand something that you may not understand, okay? But I don't have the time to prove it to you. All right? You're going to have to trust me. And then after you trust me and understand, then go validate with somebody else. But I can give you the basic understanding so then you can go understand better for yourself. So I'm going to teach you something. But in order for me to teach you something, I'm going to need you to listen to me, not troll me. Listen to me. I know you may not like me, but listen to me because I'm going to do journalism here. Okay? This is journalism, what I'm about to do. I am about to give you basic truths that you may not have that will allow you to make a better decision or come to a better understanding about what you do in the future and what resources get to who. Because that's what journalism is about. Journalism is about giving people the information that they need so that they can make reasonable decisions and that the community at all can make those decisions to decide who gets what resources. See, people don't think about journalism as a tool to help people understand who gets accesses to money. But that's how it works. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That's what journalism is supposed to do, journalists. Your job your job to society. The reason why it's in the First Amendment, the reason why there is a freedom of the press is because of this reason. You are supposed to provide to us that true and valuable information that allows society to make decisions about what they will do with their resources, who they will spend their money on, who they will support in political events, what boxers they will watch, because this is all about their resources and what gets spent and where it goes to who, right? So, and I'll explain this. So when Steve Kim lies about Monster Inoue being a number one pound for pound guy, what does he do it for? So that you spend your money with Monster Inoue. He's giving you basic facts. He's supposed to be giving you basic true facts that help you make a better decision. He's not supposed to tell you who it is based off of some criteria that you don't understand. So Steve Kim can be a smartass and say things to people that comment to him, because I know you're listening, when they ask you, excuse me, Steve, why do you have Teofimo Lopez, who is a 3-belt holder? Why, when he wins 3 belts, he makes the pound per pound list, but when a black man like Jermell Charlo gets 3 belts, he doesn't? What's the difference, Steve? Why didn't anybody vote for Jermell? So, and the question was asking you, Steve, and you know what the question was. What in your system would allow that to happen? Steve, did they have the ability to vote for him? Did you have a panel ahead of time that cuts down the fighters? Right? So like Steve Kim and you and a couple other people that work for ESPN say, hey, to facilitate this process, what we'll do is we're going to give you a list of names and you choose, because these are the consensus top fighters. And then you vote off of the consensus top fighters. But since you, Steve Kim, and your internal group of writers don't put those guys on the list, they don't get voted for. And that's what the fuck he asked you in that damn question. Smart ass. Because your answer was, well, they thought there were more people valuable. That's obvious, Steve. They voted for him. You don't have to tell me what a fucking vote is. I know what a vote is. I want to know the process for the vote. But you can't tell me because you know I'm right. It is not a coincidence that nobody voted for Jermell. Nobody voted for Gervonta. Nobody voted for Gary. Nobody voted for Rigo. If I had a vote, one of them motherfuckers would have got a vote. I can tell you that I've got 50,000 subscribers almost. I talk to thousands of people every day, and there's no way I would ask them, and nobody would say those names. But somehow, miraculously, you found the only people on the fucking planet that would do it to vote on your fucking panel that you get paid to write. You're a fucking fraud. But that's all right. That's what media is. Because you're not doing your job. You are media. You are not journalists. You are just a medium between the promoter and the promoter who wants to rip me off and take advantage of my occupation, the results of my occupation, my hard work, by presenting me shit that ain't real. But that's what the journalists are supposed to be doing. So when they write this article, you're not supposed to bury the lead. That is a common saying in journalism. Do not bury the lead. Why do you not bury the lead? Because your job is to present the most relevant information first, to summarize it, and then to expound upon it, and then to repeat it. That's your fucking job. That's how you write a paper. That's not what you did. You are a professional writer, and you wrote an F paper and put that shit out there, mumbled and jumbled, so nobody could understand it. But yet you could say that you said it. You buried the lead. The lead is that it is reasonable to, but this is the lead. I'll give you the lead. That somehow you talk about the procedure. All this shit we're talking about. Let me explain. They're talking about procedure. Where is the court case now? Right? Listen to everything that they've said about this case so far to protect the zone and to protect Canelo. Look at what they've talked about. The procedure. Is it in federal court or is it in state court? Why did it go from federal court to state court? And then why did it go back from the state court back to federal court? And that's the whole conversation these people have had. That's it. That's it. That's their lead. That's what they're telling you the story is. These journalists. That's what they're telling you the story is. Hey guys, this is the story. And dude, I was going with the story. I'm guilty because, dude, honestly, I didn't have all the information that I got now. So I was like, oh, let me explain to everybody what's going on. Canelo Alvarez is filed his case in a federal court. Now, why would he do that? He would do that because it's over $7,500, and there's jurisdiction, and there's diversity of jurisdiction, but there's an issue because there was a motion to dismiss that was, there was a motion for summary judgment, then there was a motion to dismiss, and then there was the honorable judge this said that, and now it's going to be back do you know what I mean? I'm listening to it, looking up shit like because I don't remember all this shit, honestly, because I'm not a litigator, right? So to keep up for the story, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I understand what a motion, like why would a federal court issue a summary judgment, right? Why would they do that? What are the elements necessary to prove? What is the reason they would do it, right? So I did an article about that, and I explained to you what summary judgment is. I also said the motion to dismiss, but without prejudice, right? So I'm talking about motion to dismiss without prejudice. That's procedural. Those are procedural issues. That's all about where does the paperwork go? It's not about, let me tell you what it's not about. What Canelo's complaint is. They've been saying the whole time that the complaint was breach of contract. But in this story, let me tell you what it was. He sued him for breach of contract, intentional interference with the contract, negligent interference with a contract, fraud and concealment, and breach of fiduciary duty. Dog, I should have been explaining that because that's the substance of the complaint. The rest of it is like where it's going to be. And why is this judge going to cover it instead of this judge? That's what they did. They made this subject a procedural conversation and then introduced me to a new term, arbitration. I was like, okay, and I read the article. Look, dude, for real, I'm giving you real time what I was thinking. I was like, okay, now they're talking about what happened next. Let me make sure that I stay abreast of this. And they said arbitration. And I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming because the arbitration clause, which tells you that it's not going to be in a court at all, right? That's what that means. They're saying contracts and arbitration. Arbitration is going to be another attempt to get that case out of court. And they can go to like the Nevada State Athletic Commission or the California State Athletic Commission and let some paid off political operatives make the decision instead of a judge going by what the law is. That's the next move that they're going to try. They're going to try to get it into arbitration, right? But all of this, again, is procedural. It's procedural. It's not the lead. The lead is, why is he suing? Right? So think, if you were going to ask somebody about something important, right? Like we have a big meeting, a big thing is happening. What's the questions you're going to ask? When you say, hey, man, I want to meet you, there's this really big issue, huge issue. I want you to know about it. Are you going to talk about where are you going to meet to discuss it? Oh, really? Ooh, he's suing him for this. Oh, my God. Where's he going to sue him? What are the names of the members in the LLC that's going to sue him? Right? Would you ask that? No. What's the first reasonable question you would ask? What did he do? What did he do? Why is he suing him for $280 million? That's the reasonable question that a boxing writer should know to answer when you have the answer. Because the writer had the answer, but it was stuck in paragraph 6 and split between paragraph 6 and paragraph 9. You lying motherfucker. I had to take literally sentences in paragraph 6 and sentences in paragraph 10, remove them, order them, and write them to understand what it was. Because you didn't want me to understand what it was. The person that wrote it didn't want me to understand. They wanted me to focus on where is this taking place? And some arcane procedural shit that nobody outside of litigators in those federal litigators and litigators in those specific states would fully understand. That's what you lead with. I think you're burying the lead on purpose. So now I go to fraud and concealment. So we know now that he was not just charged. Canelo didn't just complain about breach of contract. He complained about fraud and concealment. So then you have to wonder, why would he say what is fraud and what is concealment? I would think you would have spent your article writing about that. You should have had the elements of fraud and explained what it meant. But you didn't try. You didn't say a word. You talked about whether or not there was going to be an arbitration in the Nevada State Athletic Commission and whether or not they were going to be able to get out of it. Because what you think in your title was most important was that the zone had another path to get out of it. Because that's what the arbitration clause is, and that's why you put that shit as the lead. Because an arbitration clause is about not going to court. It's about going to a pre-negotiated arbitrator, like the California State Athletic Commission. You know, the same thing that was going on when Andre Ward had issues with the Goosens. And y'all lied about that court case and never really clarified that Andre Ward was really never even involved. Andre Ward wasn't even central to that. James Prince was, and a James Prince business partner that Goosen tried to stiff out of a deal to promote after Ward jumped from Showtime to HBO. When he hit the big leagues, you cut somebody out. And then Andre Ward got stalled out for a couple years because Joe Goosen tried to steal from a promoter. But you acted like he was trying to get over on an old man with cancer because you wouldn't cover the art, because you didn't cover it right. You're not on this one, because let me tell you what fraud is. In any time you accuse somebody of something, there are something called elements that you have to prove. Okay, because you're accusing somebody of something. So, right, we can deconstruct this, right? So what I did was I deconstructed the article. And then once I deconstructed it and reconstructed it, then I took the charges the complaint and the elements of the complaint, and I matched them to the facts that we know. And then see whether or not the facts support the complaint. I know that's difficult. That's why I'm saying I'm teaching. I'm not asking, I'm teaching. That's how you're supposed to do it. So what are the elements? And I will prove it, you lazy, dishonest motherfuckers. Because I cannot believe that y'all didn't do that shit on purpose. Fraud and concealment. You have to prove these things. They concealed or suppressed a material fact. Watch this. Because Canelo Alvarez is asking for damages for fraud and concealment, he is saying that they committed fraud and concealment. Isn't that reasonable? Yes, that's reasonable. So what does it mean? How do you prove it? The first element is conceal or suppress a material fact. Now let's go. Is there any facts that Canelo could say he didn't have that would cause him to sue you for $280 million? Could it be a contract that is really worth, that he was told was worth $350 million? Or what is it, $365 million? He was told that the contract, is it reasonable to assume that he could be referring to the difference between the $365 million that everybody was told the contract was worth, and some information that came out in this article? Oh, yes, sir. You put the shit that you put 3 paragraphs down was gigantic. Gigantic. It was the whole case. It was the whole complaint. And you buried it in like paragraph 9 in the middle. And you know what they said? They said, we discovered that the terms of the contract between Oscar De La Hoya and DAZN was $40 million a fight. And that agreement started with the Rocky Fielding fight. That's a fact. Mike Coppinger says it. Everybody else that has wrote it says the same thing. The first fight on this deal was the Rocky Fielding fight. Did you hear that? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That Canelo only made $15 million for that fight, but the rest of the fights would be $35 million a fight. Wasn't that what was told in the media? Yes. Isn't that more than likely what Canelo could have believed? Obviously, that's reasonable to assume. That Canelo thought that DAZN and Golden Boy signed a $365 million contract for him. Not an 11 fight for $40 million a fight deal. $40 million a fight deal for Golden Boy. Watch this, Golden Boy then would be getting paid an extra $5 million a fight to put on other fights, not for Canelo Alvarez. So Oscar De La Hoya getting $40 million. $40 million deal. That was the term. That's what they say the terms were. And that's why they're asking for the contract. Because if they see the contract between Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, and it says $40 million a fight, that means that Canelo Alvarez thought he was getting paid $35 million, but he was really getting paid $40. And that means that there was $60 million that's going to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy that he did not know of. That is fraud and that is concealment. And if DAZN knew it or should have known it and did not inform Canelo, that, my friend, is intentional or negligent interference with contract. Because you would have worked with Oscar De La Hoya to skim money off of Canelo. Those are the charges. That's what Canelo's saying happened. And in the article, it says that the deal was worth $40 million a fight, not $35 million a fight, and that it started with the Rocky Fielding fight, and that has been corroborated by Mike Coppinger and everybody else in the press from the beginning. So it's not the breach of contract that makes sense. That's the issue. The $280 million. And then watch this. There's a concept in law called remedies. Remedies. It's a class. Look it up. Because you just can't take contracts. You also have to take remedies. Remedies is something where the law says, okay, you're owed something. What are you owed? And why should we pay it? Why should they have to pay it? Now, what are they asking for? Can somebody tell me what Canelo Alvarez is asking for? Put the number in the so people ain't saying I'm lying. How much is he asking for? Somebody tell me how much he's asking for. Is it 280 million? Somebody verify, because y'all say I'm lying, and you niggas gonna try to debunk me. You can't debunk me. You don't even understand me. How you gonna debunk this? You don't know this. How can you debunk me when you ain't on my level? It's 280 million. Thank you. Now ask me a question. Where do they assume these lying motherfuckers in the press? That why is he saying 280 million? You know what they tell you? Oh, because that's the outstanding value of the contract. But dude, no, that's not how it works, dumbass boxing writers that don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And if you actually asked any of the million attorneys, they would be more than happy to tell you. You can find an attorney on any corner of the fucking street that can tell you this. But you didn't find them. You just don't find them. $280 million, right? You think it's because it's the remainder of the contract? No. Sir, that is what you call expectation interests. And that's very tough to get. Very tough to get. But let me teach you. And you, any of you, debunk me on this. Say something about it. Try to copy it. Try to repeat the video. Try it. Try it. Let me teach you remedies in 10 minutes. Remedy. Just like you're sick, a remedy. You go to somebody that has the ability to make you feel better. Oh, court of law, I have been wronged. Please remedy this situation. And then they say, well, really, what's your complaint? It's not complicated. What's your complaint? And what do you want me to do about it? That's two parts. Yes, sir, you're hurting. Why do you believe that you've been hurt? What is your complaint? And what do you want me to do about it? Those are two separate questions that must be addressed completely separately. He asks for damages. Damages, he's claiming damages. Ooh, you damaged me. Ow, that hurt. He damaged me. I need a remedy. I need for him to pay my hospital bill because he damaged me, and now I have to get a remedy to fix my jaw and my emotions and my feelings and my lost work and the money that I would have made if I hadn't worked, right? Every one of those remedies that you asked for, you have to explain and justify getting it. So let me tell you what the basic types of boo-boo fixes that they will give you. It's called reliance, restitution, expectation, punitive. I'm sure I'm missing another one, but somebody that deals with this on a daily basis could tell you the specifics better than I and what it is that you have to prove. However, let me give you what they are generally speaking and what that means for this $280 million. You can say Restitution. What's restitution, Fannon? I was doing business with you, and you said that we were going to have a fight. Right? Oh, no, let me make sure. Restitution. Oh, man, let me stay off restitution because I don't want to mix up restitution and reliance. There's restitution, right? Reliance is when you say, look, man, I spent all this money. Oh, no, restitution is when you get an unjust enrichment, I believe. So with restitution is saying, look, man, you fucked me over and profited by fucking me over. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. I want restitution. I want for him to pay me restitution, right? To make it right. That's restitution, I believe, right? Look it up specifically. I obviously do not deal with that shit on every day, but that's one of them, restitution. The other one is reliance. You're saying, look, man, me and you were going to do deals. You were going to do deals. And I spent all this money because you said you were going to keep a promise and you were going to do this and you didn't do it. And now I spent all this money and I'm hurt. Well, my damage is he took all this money that I spent that I relied upon him for. Well, were you reasonable to rely on it? Yes, I was reasonable to rely on it. And I satisfied all the elements that's necessary to prove it. Blah, 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 blah. Give me my money that I spent on this shit when you turn shit over. That's reliance. Expectations are difficult to get. Because in expectations, you're saying this. That's like special, right? Or consequential damages. And you'll see that shit in agreements. It'll say special consequential damages because people call it different things, different places, right? But that seems like that's what Canelo's asking for. Because Canelo said, I want the value of my contract. That's not reliance, is it? Debunk me, dummy. I dare you. Debunk me. Debunk this. That's not reliance because he's not saying he spent $280 million and then they didn't live up to the contract. He didn't say that. He said fraud and concealment. And he's only 3 fights into the deal. So he's clearly not saying, he's not claiming restitution because guess what? DAZN ain't been paid yet. DAZN's paying the money. So they're paying it. He can't ask them for restitution because they ain't profit. I don't believe, but you can look into it. It just doesn't make sense to me that it would be restitution would be the basis for the remedy. Just doesn't seem like that. It seems like expectations are special damages, which mean, or because he's saying this, I want you to put me in as good a position as I would have been if you kept that deal. So you told me that you were going to pay me a $365 million deal. Let me break it down straight from what I understand Canelo's saying. Look, man, I signed Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya and everybody in the press told me that I signed the biggest deal in sports history for $365 million over 11 fights. That's what I was told. That's in all the media reports. That's what everybody's reporting. That's the only reasonable thing for me to believe. That the contract that was signed between DAZN for my services was valued at $365 million. Because that's what they said. They said the contract was valued at $365 million. But now I'm finding that that's not true because I've heard that the contract is really worth $440 million. You have lied to me and you concealed it from me in a manner that you concealed them. And I'm going to read this technically because I don't have it memorized because this ain't what I do for a living. Fraud and concealment. He had to prove these things. He's saying, look, court, they concealed the fact that the original contract was worth $440 million, at least $440 million, not at least $365 million. That is a difference. That's a difference of $35 million. Right? That's fraud and concealment because they knew it, but they didn't tell me. And how would I have known it? Right? Because look, they say the plaintiff must have reasonably been misled, which means that he had the fact that he didn't know that it was $400,000, that it was, $400 million, Man, get the fuck out of here, UK Rob Boxing. And you guys, don't tell me that shit. I don't give a fuck about the procedure. You're trying to go into the procedure. Fuck you and your procedure. I'm telling you what the man charged. I have no doubt that these guys have the ability to weasel out of it. I don't care about whether they weasel out of it. They might just win the argument. I know Mike Coppinger told me the value of that contract was $365 million. He did not say $400 million. He didn't say it. And that's the critical fact. And if it's true, I don't care if it goes to arbitration, because arbitration is just going to do is throw everything out. I know what the fuck arbitration is. Arbitration is a way that people get people to not go to court and give up their legal rights. Let me say that slowly. I use arbitration clauses personally to fuck you over. If I think I'm going to do some shady shit to you and it goes to court, I'm going to get you to agree not to go to court in the contract. What you're telling me when you say Canelo is going to go to arbitration, you're just telling me that Canelo is not going to be able to go to court. Shut up and go away. That's why you want me to talk about the arbitration clause. I'm not going to talk about the arbitration clause. That is procedural. That goes to what rules apply and what the interpretation is going to be. I don't care. I care about the complaint. I don't care about the who, where, the who and the where. I care about the why, not the what if. I care about the why, not the what if. Why is he suing? He's suing, from what I can see, because 60 million. So you say Fannon. I just did your math. 365. He got paid $50 million. He got paid $15 million for the first fight. Let's talk about the first fight, because you say it's 35 million, right? Fannon, your math sucks. Let me debate you. See, because y'all can't really debate me. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Fannon, your math is bad. Right? You say he sold $60 million. You said he sold $60 million, or he could try to con him out of $60 million because he didn't get the money. The money ain't been paid. Oh, by the way, let me get back to the damages, and then I'll do that. I'll close up the damages. The reason why I think he's asking for $280 million, and he's not asking for a specific performance. He's not saying, pay me the money in the fights. He's not saying that I fought and they need to pay me for what I fought. They need to pay me. They were enriched because I fought and then they didn't pay me, right? They're not asking for restitution. They're not saying I relied upon it. He's saying that I want my money. I want $280 million that I have not fought for. Those are punitive damages. Those are special damages. Okay? He's asking for reliance. Oh, no, excuse me. He's asking for expectations. And dude, you really got to do some shit for somebody to say, no, you need to pay him as if he did all of this work, even though you didn't get anything out of it. Because remember, Canelo didn't fight the fights. So why would he think that he deserved that much money? Unless it was for something egregious, not minor breach of contract, but breach of fiduciary duty. Now, what is breach of fiduciary duty? Fiduciary duty is a duty that you have when you operating it, when you are representing somebody's best interest, their financial best interest, and people know it. So what does that mean? Since y'all don't know, I'll tell you what that means. The defendant was acting as a fiduciary to the plaintiff. The defendant breached the fiduciary duty to the plaintiff. That's the standards you have to meet. So what is the fiduciary duty? And how did he feel to make it? Oscar De La Hoya was negotiating with DAZN on behalf of Canelo. That's what they're saying. You negotiated with DAZN on my behalf and committed fraud doing it along with them. You were unjustly enriched to the tune of $5 million every fight. And also, there's probably a chance, because he said fiduciary duty. Why would he have a fiduciary duty? Because he's his promoter. But not just because he's his promoter, because he pays him to be his promoter. Pays him to be his promoter. That is a double dip. If Canelo did not know that Oscar De La Hoya was getting $5 million off the top, and Oscar De La Hoya was taking a cut as a promoter, that is a double dip, and it may be worth more than $60 million. And DAZN and Canelo could not have done it without the help of DAZN. Couldn't have done it without the help of DAZN. Because DAZN talks to Canelo too. And DAZN is putting out press releases. And DAZN didn't say $400 million. DAZN said $365. Now, back to why my numbers may seem like they're wrong, but they're not. What's the difference between the $365 million contract and the $400 million contract that you say it is? Fannon, the Don, the Dum Don, Fannon, the Dum Don. Okay? Well, what's the difference? Because math tells me that 400 minus 365 is 35 million. Why you lying, Fannon? Why you say 60? Where's the other 25 million, Fannon? Why you add another 25 million? Can anybody answer that question for me? I'll give it a second if y'all can't answer the question, because I know things are moving quick and some of you niggas is dumb. So you got to let that shit process. You're going to have to watch the video a couple times. You're not going to be able to copy it. You're not going to be able to. Nope, not taxes, Diesel. Not taxes. Here you go. This is what it is. This is the other 25 million. 35 of the 60 is the difference between the 365 and the 4. Right? That's the difference, because it's $40 million a fight, right? That's the difference between $40 million a fight and $35 million a fight. When you do 11 fights at $5 million, there you go. However, why is it a little bit more? Because of the first fight. The first fight. How much, hey, according to the press, how much did DAZN pay Canelo Alvarez for Rocky Fielding? We talked about it all the time. We talked about it all the time. How much? How much did they pay him? Hey, trolls, tell me how much they paid him. Go look it up, dumbasses. Come back. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, haters. Chop, chop. Thank you very much. But Dafu beat you to it, haters. 15. So Dafu, hey, if Canelo believed that DAZN was paying $15 million to Golden Boy, but they were really paying 40, what's the difference between 40 and 15 for the Rocky Fielding fight? What's the difference? Oh, yeah. 15 is a long way from 40. 15 is a long way from 40, but somehow it didn't make the front of their article. Somehow it didn't make it to the front of the article. It got down in paragraph 9, boxing scene. Paragraph 9, nigga. Paragraph 9, I'm using the N-word. Paragraph 9, nigga. Why you ain't say nothing about paragraph 9? Why that shit in paragraph 9, dog? Why is it in paragraph 9? But that's all right. I don't mind. I do it for a living. I do it for a living, baby. That's what I get paid to do. I get paid for people to give me massive agreements with a lot of detail where people think they cute and hide shit. So what I do is I deconstruct their shit and I get paid for it. You just witnessed it. Bitches copy that. Bitches copy that. That's why Drew, I wanted my own show today. Drew was like, I was like, Drew, I might get off early. Because I thought I was going to get off early because I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know. What's the deal, homie? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Can you debunk it? I don't think so, homie. I don't think you can. I think you're dead in the water, homie. I think you're dead in the water. And you better get that motherfucking article up off of there. And you better get that article up off of there. You better get that article up off of there. But I know what happened. They didn't understand it. No problem. Fannon is here. Where's my attorneys? Where are my attorneys telling me I'm lying? Are they in the chat? Are they in the chat? Are they in the chat? Is he in the chat? Am I making up remedies? Am I making up the complaint is more important than the procedure for boxing fans? Am I making it up? Hey, boxing fans, what did you think was more important? The fact that there may be, I can't say that there is, but there may be a $25 million gap in the payment to Canelo Alvarez for the Rocky Fielding fight, according to information that has been leaked from the case, that the terms of the agreement between Canelo Alvarez and between Golden Boy and DAZN was $40 million a fight. But also, let me explain something else to you journalists. Let me tell you what else I took out of that shit, because you motherfuckers don't know what you're talking about. Canelo Alvarez doesn't have a $365 million contract. He doesn't have that. Okay? He doesn't even have a $400 million contract. That's just the way you stupid niggas think about it. I don't think about it like that. I think he's getting $35 million a fight. Because that is the relevant term. You're adding shit up and putting a value on it. It is either an 11 million for, it's either one or the other. It's either a fixed contract or a fight-by-fight contract. Pick one. Is it 11 years and $35 million, $350 million? And that is the value of the contract? Or is the value of the contract $35 million a fight for each fight that you have? And then whatever you wind up having at 11 fights, that's what it is. It's like being an hourly employee. This is how you talk about the contract, you dumbasses. You guys act like he's an hourly employee and you treat it like he's salaried. If a guy gets paid $100 an hour, he did not get a $200,000 contract. Okay? He didn't. And I write these things all the time. If I pay a guy $100 an hour, I know what that annualizes to. It annualizes to $200,000 a year because there's 2,000 billable hours in a year for consultancies, minus vacation and shit like that, paid vacation. But whenever you are estimating the cost of somebody, what you do is you multiply their hourly rate times 2,000 billable hours. And that gives you the potential value of the contract. But with the contract value, what you actually promised was $100 an hour. Because guess what? This week, I may not give you no work if you piss me off. And I don't have to give you any work because you're hourly. You can't demand that. There may be some minimums on there, like that the law requires. Like I got to give you 30 hours a week. Otherwise, I can't pay you benefits because you're an employee. So over 30, I can't even pay your benefits unless that, because you're not really an employee unless all of those things come into play. Come into play. But dog, that contract is these are the terms of the contract, okay? And the rest of these dudes can shut the fuck up because they're just writing what people are telling them. The terms of the contract is $35 million for Canelo, $40 million a fight for Golden Boy. Canelo did not know that the contract for Golden Boy was $40 million a fight. He thought it was $35 million a fight and thought that they were passing it through to him. They thought it was a pass-through. People do pass-throughs all the time, dude. Let me explain to you what a pass-through is. If I have a contract with the city of Dallas, Texas, okay, and the city of Dallas, Texas has an MBE, a minority business interest, that I am required, right? I'm not sure if this is a state. It may not be Texas. I'm just using it. But say the state requires that I give 10% of my business to 10% of my business to a woman-owned business. 10%. And so what I'm supposed to do is just or better yet, excuse me. If I'm a pass-through for that 10%. It's just supposed to pass through me. I'm not supposed to I'm not supposed to put some shit on top of her shit. I'm supposed to pretty much just charge her, bill her at cost, minus maybe a 3% processing fee or something like that. But other than that, it's supposed to just clearly pass through right to her. That's the purpose. The whole thing, that's what Golden Boy was. Golden Boy is a middleman. He's supposed to be the pass through. But this dude took. So what percent is 10? 5 of 35. 10% is 3.5, right? So you're talking about 15%. This dude pushed a 15%. This dude pushed a 15% pass-through fee on the top of him. And then, according to what this says, charged him a regular promoter's fee. So he charged him a pass-through fee and a promotional fee. That is fraud, concealment, intentional interference with a contract, because you are, right? The value of the contract should have been a $40 million pass-through, but it wasn't. It wasn't a $40 million pass-through. It was a $35 million pass-through because you interfered with my contract. You stood in the way of that $5 million passing to me so you could give it to Ryan Garcia and your other fighters, or not give it to him? What does it mean? $5 million for Canelo, $40 million for Canelo, and Golden Boy events. What does Canelo care about Golden Boy events? That's breach of fiduciary duty, because you're supposed to be negotiating for me. You're not supposed to be negotiating for Victor Ortiz. You're not supposed to be for negotiating with DAZN for Ryan Garcia. You're supposed to be negotiating for me. Not them, not you and me. I'm paying you my promotional fees. But see, that's what happens when you are 95% of somebody's revenue. Just like the WBC. Belts are 100% of their revenue. So what they're going to keep doing? Adding belts. Canelo Alvarez is 95% of Golden Boy's revenue. So what are they going to do? Keep taking money from Canelo. That's what he's accusing them of, according to the leaked information from Boxing. And the key detail that they buried was that it was a $40 million fight deal, not a $35 million deal. And guess what else? The media underreported it. So Mike Coppinger, if this thing says, now let's go to the media on this too, okay? Let's do media watchdog, okay? Because that's what I'm doing, just so you know. There's an official term to what I'm doing. I'm being a media watchdog, okay? And seeing whether or not the boxing media is really living up to the highest standards of journalism. And let me assure you, I don't think you are. Because I know, I knew what the most important fact in there was, and you buried the lead. And burying the lead isn't just for money, to say, oh, don't bury your lead. Don't bury your lead. We won't get the ads. The people won't read it. No, Don't bury your lead is a journalistic responsibility to tell people what's most important first, not last, not in the middle. Because you know full well most people read the first paragraph and the last paragraph and they keep it pushing. If they do that, they'll also just read the title. But yet you bill by the word. So it's a double benefit. You put a bunch of words in there that don't need to be there. They didn't need to be there. I already know Canelo Alvarez is a world champion. Why is it relevant to this story that Canelo Alvarez is the #1 pound for pound, according to some people that that his boss employs? Nah, man, y'all ain't doing your job, man, is what that is. You're not doing your job very well. Not doing you could have had a legal expert sit up there and explain it to you. Easy. And they can tell me if I'm wrong. But you know what you'll get? No, you'll get a quote from a fantasy lawyer somewhere that may or may not exist that says, "Oh no, the contract expired." This is normal business practice. This is normal business practice for Canelo Alvarez to give over the course. What is 5 times 11? 55. Plus the extra chunk. Crazy, man. That's what it was. So that's what the boxing article said. And I hope everybody understands it. I got it in the box. I have it in the video, and it's not necessarily very straightforward to explain this stuff. But support me, man, and I will do it. Thank you for your super chats. I would love to be a watchdog on these dudes and be absolutely dead serious about double checking these dudes. The WBC just literally said that they do not. Now on to this, because this is very important too. I need a favor for somebody. I need to run an experiment. Anybody, all you haters that are going to make debunk videos, that are going to hate on me, that are, all that shit you guys like to do, please do me a favor. But prepare you in advance. Can somebody please put in the chat the 3 definitions for the word champion? Put it in the chat. As soon as I put it in the chat, it's in the chat, I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay? Fannon, his name is Jonah Jameson. Who's Jonah Jameson? But I'm gonna stay because I want to show you something. I speak snake. I've told people a long time I speak snake. I am very, 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 very well versed in snake. And what I mean by snake is that you speak with a forked tongue. I'm very, very good at understanding people when they speak in a forked tongue. Oh, on his Jonah Jameson. Looking for Spider-Man. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I remember now. All right, come on, man. I need the definition, man. Somebody give me the definition. Because I want you guys to defeat yourselves. I want you to lose to yourself. Because I speak snake. And Mauricio Suleiman speaks snake. That's one definition. Give me the other 2. Give me the other 2. See, that's your definition, Junior the Truth. That's not the definition that I'm looking for. There's 2 more definitions to the word champion. This is homework because I'm going to teach you guys to speak snake. There's a different definition. There you go, King Vaughn. That's the second one. A winner of a first prize. See, this is what you think. See this number 2? That's what he thinks, but that's a little wrong. This one. So let me tell you what they mean. Because these definitions, you can find different subtle definitions. But let me explain what a champion is. And this is beautiful. Sadiq Brown. That's what he's talking about. When you hear Mauricio Sulaiman say champion, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about a champion of a cause. He doesn't mean what we mean. He does not mean the first place person or the winner of a competition. And I can prove that. Number one, there is no competition. You can't be a champion because there is no competition. Look at the franchise championship. There's no competition. You don't have to defend it against your mandatory. So right there, you know, based on the definition, that definition of champion does not exist. Doesn't apply. What definition does apply? The second one, the champion of a cause. He is our franchise champion. What is the cause? The cause of spreading boxing, spreading the name, and being an ambassador for the WBC. That's what they say. Don't they regularly say that their champions are their ambassadors? He's an ambassador for the sport. Canelo, we need to give this because Canelo is an ambassador of the sport. Lomachenko is an international ambassador of the sport. What does an ambassador do? Champions a cause. He's not lying. He just thinks you're stupid. When he told Floyd Mayweather Jr. that there will never be a champion, just one champion, because we're going broke or we need to make money, that's the definition that he was meaning. See, that's why you have to define words. Because I can talk to you and say champion, and you're talking to me saying champion. You mean somebody that wins contest. I mean somebody that is a champion and is going to push forward my cause of growing my company. Get it? That's snake talk. That's lying without lying. That's lying without lying. Because if you ever say, well, now watch. Did you hear Bob Arum use the words when he's trying to make an excuse for Tyson Fury pulling out of the fight? The plain meaning of the word? What's the plain meaning of championship? There's not one, is the answer to that question. There's not one in boxing. Because to us, a reasonable person would assume, since you're putting on a boxing match, that the match is what they're a champion of. No, you're not a champion of boxing. You are a champion of the WBC. It is your job to wear our belt. Your job to say how great we are. It is your job to say we love the WBC. The WBC is the best. When you do that, you are championing them and you are paying them to champion them. That's the definition. That's what you're doing. That's why you need to throw them fucking belts in the trash, because they do not mean champion of an event. And I can prove it. The WBO has a champion. The WBA has a champion. The WIBF has a champion. The WBC has a champion. How can they all be champions if their definition of champion is the one that wins a competition? It would be impossible because they don't fight each other. So there's no fucking competition. Definition one doesn't apply. By a contextual reading of the definition, a contextual term interpretation of the meaning, you would be dumb to believe that they think that they have the definition, this definition. It is completely illogical. Illogical. And if it's illogical, it's unreasonable. because that's how you define reasonable. Is it logical for this person to have believed it, considering the circumstance that this person was in? That's how you determine whether something was reasonable or not. So is it reasonable for you to assume when there's 700 champions that never fought each other, will never ever fight each other, and they're all in, and they're in the same weight divisions, if you believe that there's some contest going on? There was a World Boxing Super Series champion, and that is what Usyk was. He won that tournament. He was the champion of that tournament. He won that contest. Please tell me somebody else other than Andre that's been in a contest. That they got a championship for winning. And that would explain also why the WBC might allow you to have Computerol in your system. And why they might overlook gloves and do type of shit that were gloves. You know, gloves don't have padding in it and all kind of other dumb shit. And they won't stand up for fighters, even though you know somebody got ripped off. You got a fighter, Jimenez, that looks like a man, and everybody's looking like, dude, that's a man. He sounds like me. He sounds like me. He walking around talking about, I am about to whoop the shit. Hey, man, I can't even do my voice that deep. Yeah, I'm going to whoop the shit out of Cruz DeJorn. Beat the shit out of her. Hey, man, give me my razor. That type of shit. Hey, I dropped my razor. Can you give me my razor? What's your name? Oh, Alejandra. Nigga, you was Alejandro just last week. How the fuck that happened? Well, I'm a woman in the same sense that I'm a champion. Not really. You know what I mean? Because we got a new definition of woman. Don't we? The WBC says that they're women. And they will see that. Watch. And seriously, I still want to see her birth certificate. Because they came real convenient with a failed drug test. They're like, they think you're a dude, let's fail a drug test, okay? Because that's better than what's going on. Okay? Like, I don't believe shit about it. Like, Jimenez, I still want to see her birth certificate. I still want to see the chromosome test. Because that fucking issue went way too conveniently for me. He looks like a man. He looks like a dude. And just steroids is going to do that? Where the dude it's a dude, that's a man. All right, but I don't know, just like I don't know a champion. In the words of HKHS, keep your foot on their neck. Who's HKHS? Dang, man, I hate that I didn't know that. But look, I've been cooking for 3 hours. Nonstop cooking. Thank you. And I appreciate you. Please subscribe to my Instagram. Okay? Please subscribe to my Instagram. Kamira Caddy, Zamira Spence is not top 10. That's just enough for me to know that you need to go. And I get to throw you out on my way out. Gotta love it. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Dog, when you can kick it with thousands of people on Sunday morning and talking boxing, you know that's what's up. Shout out to the LDBC. Make sure you check out the videos coming up. Damn, I didn't even do no videos today. Shit. I'm sorry. I did a video, got released earlier today. It's Sunday. I might put a couple up, but check out the ones that I did tomorrow. And thank you guys so much for everything. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.